Including Taylor Swift in the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni lawsuit is savage, strategic, and scary.
Blake Lively is in a legal battle of her life where half the public's on her side and half the public thinks she's the new Amber Heard, but to make things weirder, she's being warned by Taylor Swift. And Blake Lively had one of the most profitable movies of 2024 doing the movie It Ends With Us, which made $351 million on a budget of $25 million with Justin Baldoni, who was the director. The issue is Blake Lively had a terrible relationship with Justin Baldoni on set and refused all contact with him after they finished filming.
So we all know the backstory here. Blake Lively essentially threatened, you could say, Justin Baldoni, calling Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds her beautiful little dragon monsters that she sometimes has to use to get what she wants done.
Taylor Swift and Blake Lively have been the epitome of celebrity friendship goals for over a decade. From cozy holiday gatherings to public displays of admiration, their bond seemed unshakable. However, recent developments suggest that even the strongest friendships can be tested, especially when legal controversies and public image are at stake. Swift is reportedly distancing herself from Lively amid the actress's explosive legal battle with It Ends With Us co-star Justin Baldoni, a move that's left fans both shocked and intrigued.
Justin Baldoni is suing Blake Lively, her husband, and Blake Lively's publicist.
If they could think of it, they're suing them for it, is what it sounds like to me.
And they used a lot of shady business, unethical, illegal ways to get their way to steal his movie from him. Perhaps one of my favorite things was the many times Taylor Swift was mentioned in the Justin Baldoni lawsuit, because I know Taylor Swift is not happy about this.
While the public did side with Justin Baldoni and hated Blake Lively with a resurfaced interview of her criticizing reporters' weight from years ago, it was claimed the reason they had a feud was because Blake Lively was upset that Justin Baldoni asked her about her weight because there was a scene he had to pick her up and he does have a serious back problem. Now things have hit a collision course with Blake Lively suing Justin Baldoni for sexual harassment. He sued her back for defamation at a claim of $250 million. Where Taylor Swift gets in the mix here is Justin Baldoni hired a PR firm run by Scooter Braun, who's Justin Bieber's former manager. Taylor Swift doesn't like Scooter Braun because he bought the rights to her music without giving her a chance to bid on it. And Taylor Swift accused Scooter Braun of doing a smear campaign against her and also releasing Kanye West. Taylor Swift warned Blake Lively that Scooter Braun's going to try to destroy her, and with that, I'm Charles Pearl. Subscribe to learn something.
According to insider sources, Swift is stepping back to avoid getting further entangled in the controversy, which has spiraled beyond expectations. An insider revealed that for the time being, she is taking a step back from Blake because she doesn't want to get tangled in this more than she already has, which is far more than she ever needed to be. This statement suggests that Swift feels she's already been dragged deeper into the situation than she's comfortable with, and she's making calculated moves to protect her public image.
Blake Lively has bragged about her big friendships in Hollywood, but it seems like she's losing her steam, and now she was just dropped by Taylor Swift. Blake Lively and Taylor Swift first became acquainted in 2015 when Blake Lively did an ad for L'Oreal and she mentioned Taylor Swift's song Bad Blood in the Instagram post. And because of that, a few months later, the two decided to meet in Australia while Taylor Swift was forming a concert and they formed a friendship there. In 2021, Taylor Swift decided to help out Blake Lively's career because she was trying to be a director, so she let her direct her music video, I Bet You Think About Me. Now that friendship's being put through the rocks because Justin Baldoni in his lawsuit against Blake Lively has named Taylor Swift, saying Blake Lively would use Taylor as a weapon against him. With a big example being a fight that Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni had when making It Ends With Us, where Blake Lively wanted to rewrite that Justin Baldoni didn't want to do. Blake Lively invited Justin Baldoni over to dinner where Taylor Swift was there, and Taylor Swift was trying to put pressure on Baldoni to change the script to the way Blake Lively wanted it.
Taylor Swift's taking a step back from Blake Lively as dramatic legal battle with Justin Baldoni threatens their decade-long friendship. And it's got James Fatushka as the writer. He is in the entertainment space. He's like the top writer for their entertainment column. And he's not going to just write this unless he was told this. This is how it works in the background, you guys. You have these PR people who come behind and they tell you this is what we want planted. And the more power you have, it will be word for word, exactly what you want the public to read. So I'll tell you what they want the public to read. It says Taylor Swift is taking a step back from her friendship with Blake Lively after feeling like she was used as an intimidation tactic by the actress in a lawsuit that she never wanted to be embroiled in.
But, and you'll disagree with me because I know Taylor Swift better than you do. Taylor, just think back on 2023, the world seemingly was against her relationship with Matty Healy. Did that stop her? No. She rode that until he dumped her. She's a ride or die until the trust is broken.
They're all children, including you.
I am a very responsible adult child, okay? You're a child too. What are you talking about?
A second source confirmed this sentiment, adding, Taylor has politely backed away from it all. She is conscious of her own image and hates that she was even mentioned. For someone as meticulously managed as Swift, whose brand thrives on authenticity and relatability, being unwillingly pulled into a bitter legal feud is understandably distressing.
Her friends also think that Blake's "I'm Khaleesi and like her, I happen to have dragons" text to Justin was uncool and unnecessary because she was essentially used as an intimidation tactic. She was referred to as some kind of pet or possession. Taylor shouldn't even be involved in this at all. She was only going over to visit Blake and Ryan with the understanding that the meeting would be over. A second source said, Taylor has politely backed away from it all. She is conscious of her own image and hates that she was even mentioned. Okay, so the last part is true. She is politely backed away because she's conscious of her own image. She's extremely conscious.
And in the lawsuit, he's painting her out to be a weapon that Blake Lively used to help bully Justin Baldoni into giving her more control over his movie. And Taylor used her immense influence to help her friend intimidate him. And then Vanity Fair just wrote an article that isn't helping, titled "Taylor Swift rolls into Kansas City Chief game hours after Justin Baldoni calls her a bully." Well, she looks fabulous either way. And I was on Justin Baldoni's team, but you cannot bring in my queen Taylor Swift and think I won't defend her.
At the center of this feud is Blake Lively, who has accused Baldoni of misconduct and launching a smear campaign against her in a lawsuit filed last year. The case took an unexpected turn when Baldoni countersued both Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, for a staggering $400 million. But what truly shocked fans was Baldoni's decision to pull Swift into the legal mess. According to court documents, Baldoni alleged that Lively used Swift to exert pressure during a contentious meeting with Reynolds regarding script edits for a rooftop scene.
Justin Baldoni is now involving Taylor Swift in his lawsuit against Blake Lively. So Justin Baldoni is suing Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and their publicists for over $400 million for all the "It Ends With Us" drama. Now he's name dropping Taylor Swift, Blake's bestie, in the mix. Thankfully, Taylor Swift is not being sued, but she's mentioned in his 179-page paper complaint. And he's alleging that Taylor's fame was used to pressure him during production. And it really all stems from this penthouse situation where Blake and Ryan live. Apparently there was a meeting there with all of them, and Taylor Swift was actually present, and Blake ended up rewriting one of the scenes. And even after the meeting was over, Baldoni texted Blake this, saying, "I gotta put my glasses on for this one, the font is too small. Also was working on the rooftop scene today. Really love what you did. Makes it so much more fun and interesting, and I would have felt the same way without Ryan and Taylor."
This was a sinister PR move. Blake Lively then moved 11 days later to file a lawsuit. So now she has filed a lawsuit, and I don't think she ever wanted to do this. I think she genuinely wanted this to be a PR move, and she wanted to leak it to the New York Times. She thought the public would take her side with no questions asked, and instead the public is saying, no, we have a few questions here. And Justin Baldoni is going all the way to the wall on this. His lawyer is already giving interviews explaining just how nasty her team has played this. The lawyer's name is Brian Friedman. He stopped by the Megyn Kelly show, and here's some of the things that he had to say. First, he says there used to never be a sexual claim. There never was a sexual claim until she went to that civil rights office. Take a listen.
There was actually no allegation of sexual harassment until the lawsuit was filed.
We're going to be talking all things Blake Lively and her legal complaint that she's filed against her It Ends With Us co-star Justin Baldoni. Yes, the It Ends With Us movie drama does in fact not end. What's interesting about this story to me is the Justin Baldoni of it all. He is a self-proclaimed male feminist. He's woke. He speaks out against sexual assault and sexual harassment, even toxic masculinity. And now in this legal complaint filed by Blake Lively, he's being accused of sexual harassment.
I challenge you to see if you can use the same qualities that you feel make you a man to go deeper into yourself. And will you be man enough to stand up to other men when you hear locker room talk, when you hear stories of sexual harassment, when you hear your boys talking about grabbing ass or getting her drunk? Will you actually stand up and do something so that one day we don't have to live in a world where a woman has to risk everything and come forward to say the words "me too"?
This is going to be really awkward if these allegations are true. I will say, just for the record, I'm not a fan of either of these individuals, and something about both of them rubs me the wrong way.
Followed by an attempted PR takedown of her to cover his own ass from people finding out what he did to her. In an article titled "We Can bury anyone, Blake Lively heroically shared her story and the world was on her side because it looked like she was just trying to take down a predator in Hollywood. So Justin Baldoni and his ace lawyer launched an all-cylinder fire attack to clear his name, and he started by suing the New York Times, saying that article was just published because it was paid for by Ryan Reynolds and it was a multi-layered scheme planned out by Blake and Ryan to take down Justin. And I think it's pretty common knowledge that the mainstream media will lie on behalf of their powerful friends or anyone who pays them off to say certain things.
Baldoni claimed that Swift's unexpected presence made him feel like he needed to comply with Blake's direction for the script, implying that her influence was leveraged to sway decisions. This revelation was reportedly a turning point for Swift, who had not intended to be part of the meeting, but happened to arrive at Lively's New York penthouse while it was still ongoing.
Justin sees it as Blake was busy trying to strong-arm and take over every part of his movie. She, out of the blue, rewrote a part of the script and then gave it to Justin for him to see if he liked it and if they could put it in the movie. But she's not the writer on the movie. And then Blake told him that he should come over to her and Ryan Reynolds' penthouse and talk about that part of the script that she wrote. But when he arrived, to his surprise, her best friend Taylor Swift was there, imploring him to use Blake's script, saying it is the single best thing she's ever read in her fucking life. And keep in mind, this is all about career advancement for Blake Lively, and Taylor Swift has been one of the people supporting her in doing that and will be pretty ruthless to keep her friend succeeding. She even let Blake Lively direct her first project ever, which was a Taylor Swift music video.
Blake Lively did not even read the book that the movie was based on.
Correct.
And we're not talking War and Peace. And then she wanted to, ixnayed all of the wardrobe choices, because when you're making a movie about a poor woman who's suffering from domestic violence, you want her to look like she has money.
Right.
That Blake said.
That's what she did.
She looks like she has money.
Yep.
And she's dressing in florals, and then she's going on this press tour pushing her liquor line and her hair care line, because that's what women who are trying to escape with their lives are worried about.
That's what generated her negative press and led to a series of clips of her being insensitive in one way, shape, or form with other interviewers.
Blake Lively did not even read the book that the movie was based on.
Correct.
And we're not talking War and Peace. And then she wanted to, ixnayed all of the wardrobe choices, because when you're making a movie about a poor woman who's suffering from domestic violence, you want her to look like she has money.
Right.
That Blake said.
That's what she did.
She looks like she has money.
Yep.
And she's dressing in florals, and then she's going on this press tour pushing her liquor line and her hair care line, because that's what women who are trying to escape with their lives are worried about.
That's what generated her negative press.
Blake Lively is facing criticism for allegedly using the It Ends With Us premiere and promotional events to promote her own brands and products. Critics claim she prioritized personal business interests over the film's focus, blurring the lines between her acting career and entrepreneurial ventures.
In a lot of these clips and evidence of Blake being cringe and being rude, Blake did those things. And Blake did use the film as a moment to launch a hair care business.
Right.
And promoting her alcohol brand, Betty Buzz, it's just not a good look when you're promoting also a film about domestic violence.
Well, I think too, it was just a lot of all about Blake, all about how this is how I styled it. This is my hair care line, my Betty Buzz, whatever. It was just a lot about her and how this was her vision.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people felt like it didn't land for people.
Despite their similarities, Taylor Swift is more subtle than Blake. Taylor approaches situations with finesse, while Blake goes full throttle, never holding back. This boldness has often caused shifts in public perception, highlighting the key difference between them. Taylor's understated approach versus Blake's unapologetic intensity.
The meeting in question was a conversation where he was at with her, and Ryan Reynolds was there too, trying to pressure the director of their movie, It Ends With Us, into accepting her script rewrites. And according to his lawsuit, Taylor was championing the changes that Blake Lively had made. The Daily Mail says today, quote, "For the time being, she is taking a step back from Blake because she doesn't want to get tangled in this any more than she already has, which is far more than she ever needed to be."
The shift in their friendship is palpable now. Lively's dramatic flair even extended to a series of text messages where she compared herself to Game of Thrones character Khaleesi, comparison reportedly caught Swift off guard, highlighting just how differently the two friends operate, especially in high-stakes situations. For Swift, being likened to a mythical dragon in the midst of a legal battle likely felt both surreal and unsettling.
So Taylor Swift is a gorgeous monster who she's threatening him with. This is literally a reputation-coded text. 100%. Absolutely. It's Who's Afraid of Little Old Me before TTPD came out. And I think this is a threat. You know, it's wrapped up in a lot of other manipulative context, but it's a little bit of a threat. I have these monsters. And she knows that even though it's they're gonna fight for us, she knows that there's also some subtext there that's very real. That means they will fight against you and destroy you. Right. They're my monsters. Yes, correct.
Taylor Swift is reportedly stepping back from her friendship with Blake Lively because she felt used. Let's break it down. Blake is in a $400 million lawsuit with Justin Baldoni over their movie It Ends With Us, and he claims she used Taylor to intimidate him during a meeting. Blake even called Taylor and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, her dragons, like she's from Game of Thrones. And apparently, Taylor did not appreciate being dragged into the drama. Now she's distancing herself and fans are shook. After 10 years of friendship, is this the end of Taylor and Blake? What do you think? Did Blake take it too far, or is this all being blown out of proportion?
Swift's decision to distance herself isn't just about the lawsuit, it's about self-preservation. She has always been strategic in managing her relationships, both personal and professional. While she values loyalty, she's equally committed to safeguarding her career from unnecessary risks. As one insider put it, Taylor has tried to help tone Blake down in the past, but she now knows it's never going to happen. This realization seems to have been the final straw, prompting Swift to politely but firmly step back.
Taylor Swift to Justin Baldoni with an awful Game of Thrones reference, intimidating him, and that might have upset Taylor Swift. The Daily Mail says that the uncool and unnecessary description, her as a dragon, was reportedly the final straw for Swift, who had never planned to be at the meeting, but arrived at Lively's New York penthouse to find it was still going on.
Now you see text messages in this lawsuit from Blake Lively comparing herself to the heroine of Game of Thrones, the fiercest female character we've seen in years, Khaleesi. That's her riding her dragon. She's the mother of dragons in Game of Thrones. And that's what Blake Lively says in a text message, that she too has her dragons, Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift. That's, again, believed to be the other person. And that they are powerful advocates for her. And while it seems to be said I'm so lucky that I have them as great storytellers to help me rewrite the script, what Brian Friedman alleges is, you'll go along or I'll unleash my dragons on you, you loser who no one's ever heard of.
Justin Baldoni has recently launched a website, thelawsuitinfo.com, to share evidence supporting his defense against Blake Lively's allegations. The site includes previously unseen texts and emails exchanged between Baldoni, Lively, and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, aiming to provide context to the ongoing legal battle.
This legal battle between Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively just got more intense, and I didn't think it could, because Justin just launched an entire website with close to 400 pages of evidence as he tries to win public opinion in this legal battle between It Ends With Us drama. I don't know anything. Basically, these two are involved in legal disputes. I feel like I've learned more about them in the past few months than I've learned about my friends and family. When you go to his website, there's two different documents, but the first one is the amended complaint. It is 224 pages. And in it, it shows that they found metadata of the New York Times article posted in December showing that they have been colluding with Blake and Ryan for months. And then there is the timeline of the relevant events. That is 168 pages, which starts January 1st, 2019, when he first emailed Colleen about the movie, all the way to January 29th, 2025. That is a 6-year timeline. I've never seen anything like this. This is what Justin wants to let the public know, and this website is live and you could see it for yourself.
What remains uncertain is how this rift will affect their friendship moving forward. Will this be a temporary pause until the legal dust settles, or has the damage already been done? Given Swift's history of channeling personal experiences into her music, it wouldn't be surprising if this saga finds its way into her future lyrics, thinly veiled, of course, in true Swiftian fashion.
I think Blake Lively has this mentality now where she's like, not that she has to be friends with Taylor to stay relevant, but like sort of is what it felt like. She's got the Met Gala and then that's it. You know what I mean? Like Met Gala Blake Lively is peak Blake Lively. Like we love it.
I know, but this wasn't peak Blake Lively.
No. This is what I'm saying. Like every time we see her with Taylor, it's just like, ay, la pobre.
We're not attacking her. We're just like, you're just so iconic, and I want you to be a little more stoic.
What are your thoughts on Taylor Swift distancing herself from Blake Lively amid the legal drama? Do you think it will affect their friendship long term? Share your opinions in the comments below.